I'll call this. Seriously? I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up. I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
Objection. Objection.
I will fuck you up. KO. I will fuck you up.
𝗵𝗂𝗺𝗺 𝗵𝗂𝗺 Trooper 𝗵𝗂𝗺 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 Trooper 𝗵𝗂𝗺 𝗵𝗂𝗺.
My name is Aidan Kearney, also known as Turtleboy.
He is a senior editor for Turtleboy Daily News.
I'm a big fan.
We've broken hundreds of stories that the mainstream media won't touch.
Some blogger in Massachusetts who's getting to the bottom of this better than anybody.
Why is it Turtleboy that is covering such important issues? Where is the rest of the media?
You did not say that you were gonna take my baby out of revenge and make him a transgender baby.
Stop it.
Don't you want to ask some questions? I know you do.
I do. I know you do.
People don't like the things that I say and want me to stop saying them, but I won't. I'm never gonna stop. These are the kind of stories that must be told.
And I will not be intimidated. I will not be silenced. And we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
Tick, tick, boom. Boys, go baby, we bringing out toys. Boys, chop up the singing, should be on the boards. Bang, bang, we gon' ride out. Gang, gang, we don't die out. Want it like this, ain't no timeouts. Tell me who really gon' find out.
We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets.
Karen Reed has supporters who've shown up in large numbers.
Tick, tick, boom.
Hard body, and not scaring nobody. You make me resort to wildin'. You must be blind by the diamonds. I don't want it to be this way, but y'all won't need to try this, so it's no way around it. You the loudest one, it's going quiet. We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
This is the first time I think I've ever seen this. An outpouring of support for someone accused of murdering a Boston police officer. Unbelievable situation. Never seen anything like it.
Tick, tick, boom.
You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me?
We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. It's go, 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 go time.
Tick, tick, boom.
Boom. What's up, turtle people? How's everyone out there doing tonight? Good, good, excellent. Welcome to the live show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your fearless host. My name's Aidan Kearney. You can call me Clarence Woods Emerson. That's my Facebook account name. Follow me on there. I go live there every morning at the kids' bus stop in case I get jacked up by the popo. You can follow me on, or you can call me Uncle Turtleboy. That's what old school turtle riders have kind of named me over the years. I didn't come up with that. They started calling me Unc, and it's just kind of stuck. You can call me Doctor, which I actually prefer because I've earned the title, quite frankly. Anyone who is breaking the kind of stories I do on a regular basis and, goes to jail for it, quite frankly, is a doctor of journalism. So if you don't like it, also acceptable is daddy. I will allow it. It's kind of, I can understand it's a little bit weird to call a grown man daddy. However, If you choose to do so, you will not be punished. I don't care what you call me. Just be here every Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. sharp. And smash that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up afterwards. Leave a comment. Helps with the algorithm, I'm told. Now that the trial has winded down, we're in between current retrials right now. You can, it helps us grow the channel. We're up to 101,000. We just passed, so that's cool. 101.1 actually, to be exact. So, yeah, the green screen's back. We got 34 Fairview Road back behind me. I kind of liked it more. We're all set up here now. I think the lights are a little better than they were before. A little bit better. But anyway, Glare and Cupcake Confusion. Oh, was the Glare and Melanie live tonight? Did I miss a live? I'll have to watch it tomorrow, won't I? But you know what? I kind of like, no offense to people who are watching me live right now. I'm a replay guy myself because I'm a 1.5 speed guy. I'm kind of addicted to YouTube on 1.5 speed, and you can't do 1.5 speed when it's live. You just can't. And I love the Glare, but the Glare, he's funny, but there's a lot of like 10-second pauses in his thing. So the 1.5 speed with him comes in very handy, etc. So, and some people are just like, some people you can't do the 1.5 speed with, like when they share clips that are at 1.5 speed and you have them at 1.5 speed, that fucks everything up. Then you're like 3 times speed. And then you're like, oh, fucking Christ. It's like, anybody with me on that one? You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can get through a show twice as fast. Like the content, like some of these shows are 3 hours long. And, if you do 1.5 speed, it's only like 2 hours long. I don't know the exact math of that, but whatever. Yeah, a lot of people in the chat are with me on that with the 1.5 speed. You got to do it sometimes. You got to do it. I don't know how. God bless you. I mean, I like to think that I keep my audience entertained, that like the whole time, and I'm not a slow talker, and the whole time, yeah, like Lawyer, is like he does it 1.5 speed, and he's a fast talker. So he's one of them that you might need to slow it down a little bit for, but especially during the trial. Anytime Adam Lally's talks, it's like 2 times speed, or oh my God, the worst is Robert Cosgrove, the guy who's prosecuting me. Like you have to go like that guy is, I swear I miss Mello. Anyone else miss Mello? I miss Mello. He's the most corrupt douchebag, lying piece of shit. I miss him so much because they used to be, at least he was funny to laugh at. He was so bad. Cosgrove is just boring. Like he's like the boring old teacher, except he's trying to put me in jail tonight. So like, what the fuck, dude? Like, what's his problem? And let me tell you, things are heating up on my case. We're really excited to see what comes up in the next installation of the Bedroll letters. And these aren't just posturing, by the way. Is that what they called it on NBC? Posturing. It's not posturing. It's like we're building this all up for emotion, obviously. And we're writing letters and we're making them public. Like we could write these behind the scenes and send them to Cosgrove and, hope that he responds to them. But we know he's not going to respond to them. And we just want it on the public record about how corrupt these people are. Because I haven't written about a lot of this stuff. And now you're seeing it all. And let me tell you, you haven't seen nothing yet. It gets much worse than anything you've seen so far. Much. And you're going to be like, wow, you thought the Karen Reed case was corrupt. My case, the corruption's easier to prove. Like we know the shenanigans going on with Karen Reed. Some of them are harder to prove than others. Like we know that Michael Proctor is a corrupt cop. We know that he knows the McAlberts, but like it's hard to prove that he was the one that planted tailgate. Whereas like with me, it's like it's all in the data extractions. Like it's crazy. Like they just fucking lie. It's so easy to catch these people in blatant lies. So I would guess that we're going to get another one by the end of the week. That would be my guess. I can't promise that. So it's going to be interesting. So anyway, guys, so welcome to the show. If you're new here, if it's your first show, welcome aboard. We have a great time here. And how many people we got live? Shout out to the Rumble Rats, all 112 of you over there. I see you. 3,300 people and counting on YouTube, and then I believe about 1,800 or so on Twitter. So, or whatever. Anyway, what else was I going to say? Oh, if you want to have your message read out loud to the class, you can click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat, and you can click on that and donate whatever amount of money you want, and I will get the message and I will read it out loud to the class. And I'm also Cash App $Uncle And before I do that tonight, I got a message from a friend last night, and let me just read it to you, because I'm like, sometimes with this case, you forget about shit. And I totally forgot about this shit. I had a friend text me and say, something I think got less attention than it should have in the Kearney case. Brian Higgins broke a video game controller after losing to a 9-year-old. It's like, that did happen. And it's like, I forgot about that. Like, that's how fucked up this trial is. I forgot about the time when the ATF agent broke, I think he was drunk too, broke a controller in some sort of gaming system because he lost to a 9-year-old. Like, bro, you got to be kidding me. Did you guys see Microdots today, by the way? You see Richie's thing? Let me check this out if you haven't seen it. He's the man. Richie's the man, huh? The shit he finds out. Let me bring up Micro. Speaking of Higgins. So trial 2 highlight. Tell us, Mr. Higgins, why were you and Mr. Albert aggressively waving your fists at the guy who was near dead 30 minutes later once he arrived at your location, and whose girlfriend were you obsessed with? I don't recall. Won't really work with this one. I think they went with a defense attorney this time because they need one. And so this is kind of the still shot that he's got of Albert and Higgins leaving the bar. What do you guys think? Are they giving him the finger here? You know, I left the graphic really high res in case you like to use it or make a sign. Is he giving the finger there? It's hard to tell. Are they both giving John the finger? I mean, John's definitely over there. And Crime and Culture says, with 266 followers, says, you're an idiot. What the fuck? How can anyone take this doofus seriously? Says the person with a grand total of 266 followers. So there's that. And by the way, Richie's got like a deal with a major corporation that does movies, documentaries, etc. And you have 266 followers on Twitter. So besides that, things are going great, sweetheart. Keep up the great work, obviously. All right, cool. I don't know. It's like if he's doing this thing to them or this thing. I don't know. It's tough to tell. I'm not entirely sold on that. But something's going on there. One thing I would change if I were to give one critique of the defense. All right, I got a couple critiques, actually. You want to hear them? All right. My first critique would be, can we please stop with they were warming up to fight John at the waterfall bar. Okay. That's cringe. That's one where I hear that and I'm like, yeah, that's a tough sell. Like, remember they were doing this thing to each other and they're like doing this and Alan Jackson's grilling them. And it's like, were you guys getting ready to fight? Maybe you were warming up to fight someone. It's like, bro, it's not a 5K. You don't need to warm up. It's not like they got there. It's not like they got back to 34 Fairview Road and started stretching. You know, it's like, I find that hard to believe that was the plan, was they were going to kick the shit out of John. They knew they were going to kick the shit out of John in 30 minutes. And so they were like, we can't beat the fuck out of them without warming up first. It just seems a little bit, I would go more with like, you would have a much easier time convincing me that Brian Higgins and Brian Albert were homosexual than you would convincing me that was some sort of warm up. Like it's a 5K, you know, like it's warming up. It's like they spent a lot of time on that too. They kept going back to that. And It was just one of those things that they could easily dismiss. And one thing that they never, and we need to talk about this. We need to talk about this that they didn't bring up in the first trial. That almost unforgivable. I don't know how they're not doing this, dude. If Karen Reed ran over John O'Keefe with her car, that means that the entire thing was caught on Tom Kelleher's ring video. Like, can we just talk about this for a minute? We got to go over this. And this was never brought up ever by either side, ever. I'm going to bring this up in case you haven't seen, if you don't know where Tom Kelleher's house is. Tom Kelleher lives diagonally across the street from the Alberts, where they used to live at 34 Fairview. Let me bring up my. There we go. All right, so check this out. Have 2 times. Let's do.
All right, doesn't look like they're going to answer. I could bring one more time.
So this is Tom.
Again, this is
okay.
How close that is. Look at that angle right there. From 31.
Look at that shit.
How could it not pick it up? Right there. I wouldn't pick it up. Look at that.
Look at that camera. All right, I mean, there's a ring camera right there on Tom Kelleher's house.
There's a car in the driveway, right? Someone's got to be home. Yeah. I can even put my camera up there.
Yeah,
But like, it's right there.
Right there.
Put my camera up there. Yeah.
This is what the goddamn ring camera would have seen. And remember, that's the Asian house right across the street, as Matt McCabe calls it, the Asian house. So this camera would have seen, this is exactly what it would have picked up. And I remember when I first wrote about this story, I was told that the police spoke with Tom Kelleher and he said he didn't have ring camera footage. And then we just moved on. We just moved the defense team. We're talking about fighting at the waterfall bar. We're not talking about this. This to me deserves a lot more time than this at waterfall. Grab assing. Like, this needs to be fucking done. Like, this is there's a ring camera there. It would have witnessed the entire fucking murder. Like, this is where I'm parked right there is exactly where Karen Reed would have parked. Actually, she would have been up a little more because it's 62 feet. For some reason, by the way, they said that Karen Reed parked 62 feet up at the Asian house. And they don't talk about that. They need to show my goddamn tape. They need to show them the tape. They need to call me as a witness. I would be the best witness. And I'm not just saying that because I'm cool under fire. I've been deposed 1,000,000 times. I've been put on the stand 1,000,000 times. You know, ice water runs through these veins. Nothing scares me. They can't phase me. And if they got me on that stand and they'd be like, so you're an expert on reconstruction. Yes, I am. I have a car and I know how to put it in reverse. So I did this crazy thing where I just tested it out. First, I took the tape measure out and I measured 62 feet. And then I saw if I could hit 24 miles an hour in 62 feet. Well, what kind of car do you drive? I actually drive the same make of a vehicle that Karen Reed was driving. And I believe it has the same size engine and it weighs less. So it would actually accelerate faster than Karen Reed's car. Weighs like 2,000 pounds less, I want to say, or 1,500 pounds less. So it would obviously be easier to accelerate in reverse. And, you know, so I go and do it. You know, it's like, I'm a fucking expert. I am much more of an expert than Joseph Paul. Or like, you can science schmience, like bring all these people in there, talk. Man, Shannon can come in and he can talk about his thing. Dude, just do a test. Show what I did. It's impossible. Like, be the everyman shit. Like the everyman on the guy in the jury isn't going to understand what all this shit means. Just show my fucking video. Get up there. I'll schmooze the jury. I'm serious. If the Karen Reed defense team's watching me right now, you're crazy for not having me as a witness. I will blow this shit open. And I'm cool under fire because they want to bring in the witness intimidation into evidence, right? They want to bring that into evidence. Bring it. I say, bring it on. Let's fuck. Let's do it. Because, okay. They would be like, oh, so, picture the cross with Adam Lally. So why were you, is it true that you're a witness intimidating these people? Nope. Did you not go to their homes? Oh, yeah, because they killed John O'Keefe. Like, I would just say that on the stand. I'd be like, oh, yeah, because they killed John O'Keefe, obviously. And so, what makes it, what is that not objection? You can't object to your own witness, Mr. Lally. He's your witness. Or no, you're the one questioning him. Like, how can you object to his answer? The other people are supposed to object. You asked the question, I'm answering it. And I would talk about the federal investigation. I'd be like, what do you want me to do on TV? If she asked me, like, why did you go there? Oh, because they're under investigation by the feds. Objection. You asked the question, motherfucker. Okay, well, I didn't know he was going to say that. Well, then what the fuck did you think he was going to say? I've been thinking about this for a while. And it's like, I think they're crazy for not bringing me as a witness. It's time to do this. Like, I would be the best witness. And I've done more investigating than anyone in this freaking town. I went to all these homes, rang on doorbells, asked if their ring camera footage had been taken by the police. Nothing happened. I went and interviewed 𝗃𝗃. I went and interviewed freaking, he's the town IT guy. I went and interviewed Lucky Loughran's two bosses, Michael Trotta and the other guy, 𝗺𝗫. And, I asked them about that night and blah, blah, blah. And they actually spoke to me, these people. So I got answers. I spoke with Jill Daniels. I could talk about my conversation with her. She told me that Colin was not inside the house at the same time that John was inside the house. And I'm like, oh, I think Brian Higgins did it because Jill Daniels told me he did. She told me, why aren't you asking about Higgins? And like, and they could ask me, did you, like, the last jury thought you were hired by 𝗃𝗃, or you hired 𝗃𝗃. Did you hire 𝗃𝗃? I'm like, have you seen those guys? You think I can afford those motherfuckers? I can't afford 𝗃𝗃 prices. Are you crazy? I have to be 𝗃𝗃. Like, I did my own 𝗃𝗃 test. I'm not like, I didn't have a Canon lying around. I couldn't just make a goddamn Canon. I don't have a PhD. I'm not a crash daddy. I'm just a guy with the YouTube show. That's it. Okay. Like, I'm serious. I hope David and Eddie and Alan Jackson and Karen Reed, and this gets back to them, call your boy as a witness. I will fucking kill it. You will be free by next week. Like, it'll be the fastest trial ever. I will be a much better witness than I'll fucking destroy them. I will just destroy the McAlberts. I will bring up everything. I know this case inside and out. And obviously they know it very well, but it's not like they can get them up. Like, Alan Jackson can't get up there and testify. He's got to ask the questions. So bring your boy on. Nobody knows this better than anyone. Yeah, exactly. Turtleboy opens the door to federal involvement would be the headline. That's exactly what it would be. Like, you guys brought it up. Like, you asked me why I'm intimidating these witnesses. I say I'm not intimidating the witnesses. I'm protesting them because they're being investigated by the federal government. And I'm like, that's what happens. I'm like, I'm not. I go, I view them in the same way I viewed Matthew Farwell 6 months ago. If 6 months ago, if I had gone to Matthew Farwell's house and protested, would I have been arrested for witness intimidation? I mean, he's a potential witness in an ongoing legal matter because they're getting sued. Remember, there's a civil suit with Sandra Birchmore. So is that witness intimidation if I had gone to Matthew Farwell's house 6 months ago because I believe he killed Sandra Birchmore? Why? He hadn't been arrested yet. That's how I view. He was under federal investigation, though. That's how I view Jennifer McCabe. And that's how I view Brian Albert and Michael Proctor is they're all going to end up like Matthew Farwell. I'm ahead of the game. I know you're under federal investigation. That doesn't happen to innocent people. Like, they're fucked. You're done. And here's another thing I thought about today. I think before the next trial, think about it. What did David Yannetti say on January 18th at that Zoom hearing? He said that the feds told him that there is no way that they can, in good health, allow this to go to trial. Okay? They can't, in good faith, allow this to go to trial. Okay, they mock us and they say, well, it did go to trial. But why did the feds tell David Yannetti that then? Well, it's simple. They assumed that they were dealing with honest brokers, that the government was honest brokers. They assumed that by going up and giving them all this 3,000-page TUI report thing and showing them all the results of the federal investigation, and they would look over all this shit and they'd be like, oh, they can't go to trial. Now, have you seen these text messages with Michael Proctor? No fucking way in hell they can go keep a straight face and bring this guy up at the stand. They can't do it. No fucking way. Like, they assumed, like, oh, they're not all crooks. The judge isn't a fucking idiot, right? Okay, maybe the district attorney's office is corrupt, but the judge can't be fucking corrupt too, right? And then they just act like it didn't matter. And they go forward anyway. And they're like, you know what? We just won't talk about the federal investigation. We'll just ban you from talking about it. Oh, like the feds are like, wait a minute. Like, they're literally in a dick measuring contest with somebody who just got out of the pool. That's what's happening right now. The feds have the biggest dick around, and Michael Morrissey obviously has a shriveled up little microscopic piece of flaccid penis, and that he probably hasn't seen since he first got elected to office in 76, because it just, the belly overhang just doesn't allow him to see it, even when it's erect. And he's going to get into this dick measuring contest with the feds. And that's, you saw that in the back and forth letters. Like, that's what this is all about, by the way, is Michael Morrissey doesn't, as much as he wants to appease Paul O'Keefe and please Paul O'Keefe, he also just wants to show Josh Levy who's the boss around here. Like, he doesn't give a fuck. He's just like, oh, federal investigation? Well, fuck you then. We're going to do, this is my county, motherfucker. Like, he's like one of those old school sheriffs from like 1958 Birmingham, and like the federal government's forcing them to integrate, and they're like, nope, that's just how things are done around here. I'm the law around here, boy. I don't care about you, what you Yankees up in Washington be doing up there. That ain't the way things work down here, boy. That ain't the way things work down here, you heard? And Morrissey's got that same mentality. It's like, I don't care what you fancy boys in Washington be doing, which DOJ shit. I'm King fucking Kong. I'm Michael goddamn Morrissey. You ever heard of me, motherfucker? I got elected in 76. That's 48 years of hackery. You understand how hard that is to do? 48 fucking years of being elected. I've never lost, because nobody runs against me. I'm that entrenched, motherfucker. This is my county. That's how he views this. And he's just like, most people would be like, with a federal investigation, would be like, okay, we're going to relax a little bit here. Okay. Relax a little bit, but not Michael Morrissey. He's, and I pray to God this motherfucker goes down. So I was thinking this, right? Like, they need to, like, the first time around, they're like, we'll give them this dump of shit and they'll cancel the trial, right? Didn't work out that way. That's why they made that promise that, like, we can't in good faith allow this to go to trial. And then they're like, so this time around, like, they're not just sitting there with, I can't imagine that the feds are just sitting there doing nothing. Come on, man. They know what happened to John O'Keefe. They know Karen Reed didn't do it. They eliminated Karen Reed as a suspect with the ARCA guys. That was the whole point of that, was to eliminate her as a suspect. And they did. She was the first one they investigated. Karen Reed has never spoken to Josh Levy, but has submitted affidavits to the federal government as part of this investigation, because they did treat her as a suspect and they have ruled her out. So in the second round, they're going to have to kick it up a notch. It's not going to be enough to just give them a whole bunch of shit and think that they're going to do the right thing. No. They have to. And what do they have to do? They have to indict someone. Now, I understand that they might, by the odds, by January, I think. I mean, we can't just count them and be like, oh, the whole thing's going to be figured out by January. You know, I don't fucking know. I thought it had been figured out a long time ago. But I think what they can do is like a soft blow, which sounds pretty hot, but it's not that kind of soft blow. Like land a soft blow, like basically indict someone for something small that still stings. Like, for instance, all these motherfuckers went in front of the grand jury, right? We don't know what they all said. We don't know what they all testified to. Michael Proctor, Colin Albert, Brian Albert, Jennifer McCabe, and all these people do is lie. And they've now gone to trial, and they have their phones, and they know shit. And there, I saw it right there, perjury. Charge one of them with perjury. Like, that's, you got the, come on. You got it. If you get, like, suppose 𝗵𝗂𝗺 or, Proctor or one of these people has said a provable lie under oath, you just charge him with perjury. And picture that. Like, just that the headlines alone, doesn't matter what the indictment's for. A federal indictment has happened. One of these people's been arrested and charged with a crime by the federal government. It's better, obviously, if it's one of the cops instead of the McAlberts, but a McAlbert will do. And then what? Then it's like then you can't possibly keep it out at trial. It's like, you got arrested. So even if it's something small like that, it doesn't like affect the whole case. Like the case I understand they don't want to, like, bust their load too early. They don't want to jump the gun and indict on some huge thing if they don't have it all there yet. But like do something small, get them on perjury or something like that. They got that. One of these motherfuckers got caught in lie. Colin Albert got up on that stand and just lied. He just lied, folks. He just lied over and over again with the most easily disprovable lies. Like, the easiest lie to disprove was, I've never been in a fight before. Dude, we got 3 fight videos within 5 minutes of you. 3 of them. Like, I scraped my knuckles falling on the ice. Come on, dude. I kissed my mom and dad goodnight. Come on. Seriously? As Alan Jackson said, seriously? Seriously. So these guys they've all lied to grand juries. Get them on something like that. And I understand that's not what we're going for, is perjury. We want the much bigger than that. But, like, land a soft blow and just fuck the whole case up. I assume you could charge perjury at the federal level. I don't know. But don't you feel like they're being held back? Held back by whom? I don't know. By whom? And, we'll see. Elections coming up. I mean, this is, anyone that watches The Wire knows, like, this is, and maybe they're waiting for after the election. Is that what this is all about? They want to wait till after the election? I don't fucking know. But anyway, let me read some turtle chats. We'll get back. I had some more things I want to talk about. I got to read some turtle chats to start the show, because we're 34 minutes in and I'm just ranting, aren't I? But it's a good rant. All right, first up. This is a first. Megan sends $50 and says, sending good luck and good vibes to Bella and Tony as they await the arrival of their baby girl, Lucia. Coming very soon. We're all cheering you on. So go, Bella. This is our first official turtle chat in labor. Go, Bella. Get that baby turtle right out of you right now. and get him to smash that subscribe button. That's one more subscriber as far as I'm concerned. Get him a onesie in the Turtleboy store. This is meant to be. You're meant to be born during the Turtleboy live show, especially now that you got a turtle chat. You have to give birth by the end of this episode, or it's like 40 years bad luck. You have to do it. Get that fucking baby out of you right fucking now. Go. All right. So thank you very much for that one, Megan. Brit Happen sends $5 and goes, much love from a Florida turtle rider. Don't worry about the irrational people claiming you doxed that Foreman. You can't reason with people who clearly have no logical skills. At all the best, Brittany. Okay, let's talk about that for a moment, shall we? I talked about it on the live show this morning, and you know, I don't know. It's like, so I'll tell you right now. I've known who the juror is, the Foreman, since July 1st, and I showed receipts on my Twitter, didn't I, folks? I showed receipts of this. I'll bring it up right now. Here it is. See where it says, and the trolls are all like, this is fake. The fact that they think it's fake shows that they know it's a problem if it's real. And it is real. They just want to see who the person is who sent it to me so they can dox him and attack him. But I get this message on July 1st. This is while deliberations are still going on. And if you recall, I said that if you go back and play the tape, by July 1st, I thought the Foreman, the former police officer, was like solid innocent vote. I did not think that he was a guilty voter. He looked too smart for that, to be perfectly honest with you. And just some of the facial reactions he made during the trial too made it seem like he got it, you know? But so I got this message and it said, this person is the juror's foreperson. And I said, can I ask how you know that? And then I immediately Googled the guy's name and I see his picture and I'm like, wow, okay, that's him. That's legit. That's rocking. I know that face. I've seen that face every day for the last 2 months. I know that face pretty well. I know it real well. That's 100% him. So this is a legitimate tip. Okay. And people are like, well, that's doxing. It's not doxing because this person knows it too. This person knows it too. This person's the one that told me. And so this one says where he works, how he knows him. Okay. Because they work together. And he goes, he's an ex-cop. He told me he was working the case, and he told me he was the foreman working the case. So he's telling friends at home that he's on the Kearney jury. He's telling people at work he's on the Kearney jury. A lot of people. And by the way, there was 15 people on the jury. The only one who I heard and who anyone reached out to me about was him. And multiple people reached out about him. It wasn't just this person. Multiple people reached out about this juror. I found the identities of 2 other jurors I spoke with, but only because they personally reached out to me and felt comfortable coming to me for an interview because I am respectful and I take care of them. They know that they are safe with the doctor. They are safe here. There will be no juror intimidation on my watch. I am the ultimate protector of jurors everywhere. And we're not going to stand for it. We're not going to stand for it around here. So they know. So this whole nonsense about Turtleboy is going to eliminate the juror. Turtleboy is going to intimidate the jurors. The jurors love me. The jurors felt comfortable coming to me, etc. Except for this douchebag. So this guy is telling everybody at work. He must have been telling everybody because like multiple people reached out and were like, yeah, this person's the foreman. And even now, I'm not sharing the guy's name. Even now, I could have done this in July if I wanted to. And there's nothing illegal about it. Nothing. If I want to, I can do that so easily, and there will be zero repercussions for it because you're allowed to, report what people are reporting to you. He's bragging about being the foreman. He's telling he wants people to know he's the foreman. Okay. But I didn't do it just because I don't feel like giving, whatever, I don't want to feed the trolls, Not that I give a fuck what they say. I just don't want to hear it. And I don't need it. I'm like, I don't gain anything from that. So I don't do it. But I know that this guy's talking a lot. So it's only a matter of time. I'm surprised it took this long. So I made a post yesterday on Twitter. And I said, where'd it go? I said the following. I said, do you think it would be newsworthy to point out that the jury foreman in the Karen Reed trial left his job as a police officer after being hit by a car? That's another thing. I'm like, not only is this dude a former cop, which the defense knew, and I think it was part of the reason they wanted him on, is because they like the fact that he's a former cop, and maybe he left for the right reasons. Who knows? They took a gamble with that. Didn't pay off. But he also got hit by a car, and it was in the newspaper, and it's online. And so when you Google this guy's name, that comes up, that he hit him with the car, that he was hit with the car, and then he leaves policing. Like, it seems, isn't that the kind of person who would be a little bit biased towards bad drivers and people who hit people with cars? He's been hit by a car. And I'm told that he failed to mention this in the voir dire. Failed to mention that he got hit by a car, which is like scandal. Like, I'm like, that now we're talking scandalous. This is the same foreman who, let me go back. I'm going to read this now that this is all coming out. And by the way, what was my second tweet there? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. About how he started following anti-Karen Twitter accounts shortly after the fact. All right, hold on. I'm going to find it. TV, Daily News, juror, affidavit, what's it called? Sealed. Can I zoom in on this? Huh. Look at this. Look at the headlines when this came out in July. All right. Remember this. Karen Reed murder trial juror frightened for personal safety asks judge to conceal identities. All right. Actually, is this
the jurors because one of them said they're frightened for their safety. Now, the trial, of course, ended with a hung jury at the beginning of this month. In a new court filing, that juror says they're now more aware of just how controversial the case was.
Oh, right.
And they're afraid that they'll not be able to protect themselves or their family from personal information leaks and other attacks. The juror says they, quote, wish to remain anonymous and hope to avoid any public scrutiny.
So, oh, yeah. Says the guy who's going around telling everyone he's the foreman of the jury. So this guy's full of shit. And it's like, how can... It's like all of us, millions of people interested and invested in this case don't have a right to criticize this guy. Like, there's internet sleuths out there. And it's like, what? We can't talk about the elephant in the room? That this guy's name is out there now? We can't, like, people can't look into his past. What if he's got, I mean, he's been hit by a car. Imagine what other people could find on him. that compromises his ability as a juror? Like, what if there's more? What if there's ties to the McAlberts? He doesn't live far from them. Like, it's the whole thing is fucked up. Again, this is a county with 27 towns. No, 28 towns. And it's like an east to west county, the way it's gerrymandered. And it seems like everybody in this county comes from like 5 towns. There's 28 towns in Norfolk County. But all the cops that work there and all the good shit, the interesting shit happens in like Dedham, Norwood, Canton, Westwood, Walpole, Quincy, Braintree. That's about it. You never hear about like, oh, Bellingham. Did you know that was in Norfolk County? I never hear about somebody from Bellingham. I never hear about someone from Franklin or Rentham. There's a district court in Rentham that serves like 8 towns in that county. You never hear about any of those fucking towns. I never hear about Millis or Medway or Dover or Avon or Holbrook or Cohasset. I mean, you never hear about any of these towns. They're all from the same fucking towns. Like, it's like the same 5 or 6 towns in Norfolk County. They're all from there. All of them. Every cop that works in that office is like right from that Route 195 corridor there, from like Stoughton. Like, yeah, it's like Stoughton, Canton, Norwood, Westwood. You know, you go up the line there, north to south. No one's from Brookline ever. No one's ever from fucking Wellesley or Needham. They're all from these towns. You know, it's odd. It's very odd. Weymouth, yeah, they'll sell a lot of them from Weymouth too. But anyway, yeah, Bellingham is Norfolk County. Bellingham is Norfolk County. That's Bellingham's Norfolk County. Bellingham is interesting. Bellingham goes to Milford Courthouse. That's their regional courthouse, which is in Worcester County. So they go to a Worcester County courthouse, but they're in Norfolk County, believe it or not. So there's that. And Hingham is in Plymouth County, and it isolates Cohasset, which is like an island in and of itself in Norfolk County. And the same with Brookline. They don't touch any other towns in Norfolk County. It's bizarre. Look at the map. It's crazy. But what was I going to say? All right. So anyway, so back to this whole thing. So this guy's from one of those towns. All right. So he goes, an unnamed juror in the Kearney murder trial told the judge that he or she is frightened for their personal safety in a new affidavit. All right. And let's see. Can they read that? Yeah. And Judge Kearney agrees with this guy and wants it impounded. It says, while her blah, blah, blah. A high-profile case ended with the mistrial. Attorneys for Reed have said in the weeks after the mistrial, the jurors unanimously agreed not guilty, double jeopardy, blah, 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 blah. The juror writes they've retained counsel, so they lawyered up due to their concern for their safety. Because what do you do when you're worried about your safety? You hire a lawyer. Okay. After being a member of the controversial trial in a jury, Judge Kearney impounded the jurors' names to conceal them from the public, which is expected, and she has extended it. So just to be very clear, because the trolls don't seem to understand what this is. You're going to be arrested for sharing that. Anyone could share it. The Grant, Mr. Law student, doesn't seem to understand what impounded means. Impounded means that the court can't release the information, but there is nothing stopping human beings, free citizens in a free country, openly discussing the names of jurors if they fucking want to. Like, that would be highly unconstitutional to tell millions of people. Imagine trying to police that. Imagine trying to police that. Just like, you can never say this person's name on the internet. You can never say this person's name on the internet. Like, good luck fucking policing that, boomer. Like, you got imagine thinking you could do that. Imagine thinking you could do that. That you could just not have a person's name said on the internet. Like, grow up, boomer. Stop it. Okay? That's not how the internet works. So she can impound it all she wants. People could talk about it if they find out the guy's name. Okay. Turtleboy is referenced. And this is how I know this guy's a cocksucker. In the affidavit, the juror mentions being made aware of a blogger charged with witness intimidation connected to the case. So, yeah. So fuck this guy. Okay. He mentions that about me. How about, does he mention my award-winning journalism that I cracked this case wide open? Did he mention anything about that? Huh? That Lucky Loughran, that guy that the police never interviewed him, but I did. Yeah, he doesn't mention that. He just mentions if the first thing you mention about me is witness intimidation, I know everything I need to know about you. I know everything I need to know about you already. You've said it all. You've said enough, period. You're a McAlbert if you're doing that. And so he mentions that in his thing. My concerns are not limited to a particular blogger or a particular side of this case. I'm aware that there's other outspoken bloggers, commentators, and groups of people who wished for a guilty verdict on some or all charges against the defendant. Right. I'm aware there's been physical confrontations between the two sides of supporters. Not to my knowledge, but okay. The court filing includes social media posts by Kearney. So it's not about one particular blogger, yet it includes my social media postings in it. All right. And goes on to say the unnamed juror also recalls witnesses in the trial testifying about harassment they received. So he remembers Allie McCabe's fake tears and Jennifer McCabe's shock and horror. You know, like that's what you remembered from all that. Okay. And says, and this is why, by the way, this is why the defense needs to call me. Nobody, and I mean nobody, can combat Jennifer McCabe like yours truly. Nobody. Like if she wants to bring up shock and horror and All right, we back, guys. All right. We're good. All fixed. All fixed. We're back. Okay. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We're good. Oh, there we go. Let's turn that down. Anyway, we're reading this douchebag's affidavit, this juror. So it says here, there it is. Okay, cool. We're back. We're back. We're back. All right. The unnamed juror also recalls witnesses in the trial testifying about harassment they've received. What? And says the juror could hear protesters outside screaming and yelling. That's just a complete lie. I asked the other jurors, they didn't hear anything about screaming and yelling outside. So that's a lie. The juror specified that their concerns come from a fear that they would not be able to protect myself or my family. Oh my God. An alternate juror told WBZ about their experience with this trial, but no deliberating jurors have publicly come forward to discuss the case. In a motion to dismiss certain charges following the mistrial, Karen Reed's attorneys have said they have heard from a number of jurors about deliberations. What's this link here about an alternate juror? Oh, is this new? Oh. Interesting. Okay. I did not realize that an alternate juror spoke with WBZ. I did not realize that. Okay, cool. I think I know who that was. All right, cool. And the alternates were all pro Karen Reed jurors. So of course they were. Anyway, I'm trying to find out what else this juror said in his affidavit. Because he said some other shit in there. You could hear protesters. Remember he said there was like cars there taking pictures of them or something like that? Right. Hold on. I'm going to find the blog I published on this one. Give me a second. TV Daily News, Canton cover up, juror, affidavit, affidavit. No, I spelled that wrong. Affidavit, impounded. Let's see what comes up. This one, here it is. Of course, I found it. All right. You got to go right to the source, folks. So he said in here, let's see. You hear protesters. There will likely be a physical confrontation. Nonsense. I love this line. If someone is going to attack a sitting judge, I see no reason why they would not demean, attack, and verbally and physically a juror who sat on this jury. So because I criticized Auntie Bev, his life is in danger, I guess. What a pussy. My attorneys have made me aware of a video posted by a blogger journalist. Okay. And then look at the video he cited. Julie Carpenter. If you guys aren't familiar with Julie Carpenter, she's a bootleg Peggy Bundy, just a mentally unstable ginger from the Midwest who just obsesses about true crime. And this is just the latest thing she obsesses over and always believes the defendant is guilty, is just a lunatic, just an absolutely mentally unbalanced person, and no rational person takes him seriously. But what does this guy do? By 2 weeks, the trial's been over for 2 weeks. And he's already subscribing to her channel, like to her Twitter. Like he cites her as a video. You know, she cites this and what she does is she puts out these goddamn videos, which I can't share because she's such a weirdo. So she responds to me on Twitter. Like she responds to me and then blocks me. So I can't respond to her response. This is what she does. So I blocked her yesterday because I'm like, enough of this bullshit. Either we both unblock each other and talk shit, or like you're not going to do the hit and run shit where you just unblock, where you've got me blocked. And so then you can't see my shit. So you unblock and then you respond, and then I can't respond back to your bullshit. And so she makes these, like, she's like a crusty panties, like out of context clips, shares everything, makes it say, oh my God. Like, let me read a couple clips just to show you how insane this person is. All right. Let's see. Okay. This is her most recent tweet. Let me read this to you. In an excerpt for her upcoming Dateline interview, Karen Reed states that she was listening to U2 when she claims John was going toward 34 Fairview Road. And Karen Reed is going to be on Dateline this Friday. And it's going to be awesome, I think. Because the Dateline people were there every day for the trial. 2020 wasn't. I just think they'll do a better job. This stood out to me as I had remembered seeing in her Facebook bio that Karen has a quote from the U2 song Running to Stand Still. So Karen's got a YouTube quote in her Facebook profile picture or whatever. This song is about heroin addiction, and knowing the song well, it was the outro that gave me the chills the first time I saw her bio. I've superimposed some of Karen's last words in her voicemails to John with the song ending. So this is what this individual did today. This individual decided that she was going to take that she saw Karen as a YouTube quote in her bio. So today what she's going to do, because fuck work, right? And who needs a job, is I'm going to take that song and I'm going to add Karen's voicemails to it in a mashup. And let's listen to it. I haven't heard this, obviously. Let's see here. That's what she did with her day. Oh, hold on. I got to take my, that was her. Imagine that's your day. That's what you do in thinking like, oh, this was productive. That was a great point I made there. Like, I'll read some more pearl clutching about me. So they're blaming me for I did not dox this juror. Grant Smith Ellis did. We'll get to that. And she says, when you think you're really slick by reversing two initials and saying them repeatedly to your audience, and then a follower just happens to comment with the professional profile of a person with those two initials on a tweet where you are making unfounded accusations against an unnamed person whose identity is court protected. We see you, my man. We see you. And so does everyone else. So they think that I've never said the name of this juror, yet I'm still being blamed for it because it's my fault because I said this juror's initials apparently backwards. And then one of my followers commented on one of my posts and gave the real name of the juror. And that was my master plan. Like that, this is what this individual says. And this is who juror, the foreman, subscribed to and cited in his affidavit. Here's another one. So she goes, unfortunate reminder of what Aidan Kearney said should happen to anyone who thought Karen Reed was guilty. This man and his followers are a dangerous group.
I don't know if 𝗫𝗂𝗃𝗃's going to go to jail for this. I don't know. But the people who covered for her are going to go to jail. And they are going to go down for this. And Kearney is not going to go down for this, but they will be indicted. That was something. It's going to happen. Trust me. It's going to happen. And when that happens, you will officially, there will be so many records now. Tweets, videos, you name it, pictures.
When's the bad part start? And then she's got this other one about jury doxing, and she's got this video of me. Let's see if I'm doxing the jury here. Let's see. This is an 8-minute, 40-second clip. I'm not going to play the whole thing of me. So she watches every show I do, like every tweet I make. She blocks me, but she cannot stop watching. She simply cannot, because she's fucking addicted. And I've said this from day one. The people who hate on me are my biggest fans. They never fail to give me those views, ever. They come back every single time and they watch every single episode and they click on every single link and they look at every single tweet. And you know why they do that? Because I fucking told them to. That's why. Because I own them. They are my slaves. They don't realize it, but they're my slaves. They don't have the ability to leave. They can't leave the Turtleboy plantation. They are stuck here for eternity because they're mine. I own them. Julie Carpeneter is not allowed to leave. She can't. She cannot stop watching it. Tomorrow, she will wake up, she will watch this whole thing, and she will spend a couple hours putting together some sort of clip of me meant to make me look bad. Doesn't fucking matter. It's a view. It's promotion. That's what these people don't understand. Let's see.
That's what they're going for. Why do you think they want to impound the jurors' names? Because who outed the Chestnut juror? Remember that? The one woman on the who hung the Michael Chestnut trial in, what was that, July? The jury lists are public. So I got the jury list and I went down the list and I found the juror who hung the jury. And I shamed them, as I should, because it's shameful to do that to City Gusna.
Yeah, it was. We all agree with that.
So why wouldn't I do that? Impoundment of...
No, I'm not wrong about 𝗀𝗄𝗃. I know I'm right about the Foreman. I couldn't possibly have been more right. I know it is a fact. I know his name. I have his LinkedIn. I have everything.
Okay. His
Seems like a nice guy. Seems like a nice guy. But I'm right. You're wrong. And I'm trying to get him on the show. We'll see if he comes on. Okay.
So she says in her tweet here that the Foreman existed. He doxed the juror because he pointed out the existence of the Foreman's LinkedIn. Oh, I cracked the case, guys. The guy, no one uses LinkedIn. That narrows it down. It's like, oh, I pointed out he's got a Facebook account too. That really fucking narrows it down, doesn't it, folks? Yeah, you could just follow the breadcrumbs there. And I'm basically doxing him by pointing out that he uses the most popular social media site for professionals. I did it, guys. I did it. Oh yeah, it really narrows it down. It's just like, so this is what this is who the jurors subscribe to. And we're supposed to believe this guy is on the up and up. This guy's fair. This guy is totally not. The other person he's in the same video, the blogger demands to know the identity of this idiot on the jury who did not vote in his preferred manner. Whoever did that subverted justice, like they helped cover up a murder. As far as I'm concerned, fuck him. That's what I think. I do think that. I think this guy is a piece of shit. Like I do. That's my feeling. And I still haven't said his name. That's how fucking respectful I am. I'm like a fucking saint. Like I should win the Nobel Peace Prize for not, and I should be roundly congratulated and patted on the back because old Turtleboy would have had a whole thing on this fucking guy. Everything. And I'd be allowed to do that. But new, mature Turtleboy is like, nah, I'll pass. And yet they still blame me. So I don't care. I'll pat myself on the back. Good job, Turtleboy. You did good job. Good job, doctor. You've come a long way. Okay. I am a professional protector of jurors. Even though this guy's a piece of shit. All right. And then he goes on to say that I understand this harassing of witnesses, including the organizing of crowds outside their homes. Oh, right. I fully expect members of the jury will be subjected to efforts to harass and shame them, with the very real probability there will be a physical confrontation. Why? As an example, 2 recent postings by an individual who appears to be a reporter from New Bedford, actually Fall River. In today's post, she stated she was in court today defending against the harassment charge against her in her pursuit of a counter-harassment charge. So he cites Jessica Machado. He's like, see, it's really dangerous out there. This one poor reporter, Jessica Machado, had to get a protection order against a really scary person. Well, who's the scary person? Oh, his name's Grant Smith Ellis. And ironically, he's the one that doxed you, motherfucker. So maybe Grant Smith Ellis was getting his payback, because Grant was mad about this. And months later, he's like, I'll fucking show that guy. I'll dox him good. And Grant doxed the juror. He doxed him. And so he also goes on to say, witness intimidation has been a prevalent issue in the case. Okay, sure it has. And then how about this one? The jury was unable to render a unanimous verdict on all 3 of the counts. On all 3. Not how. Notice what he's not saying there, right? Remember when he said that? Like, that confirms this is not the same thing as any of the accounts. He could have said on any of the counts. He said on all the accounts. Okay. On the counts, rather. Goes on to say in his stupid affidavit, he says these jurors are idiots who help cover up a murder. They are. He's demonstrated how he treats those who he believes cover up a murder. Well, I'm out on bail now, so I don't do that anymore, because I'd like to do that, but I don't want to go back to jail, so it's not worth it. He admits to harassing witnesses, never admitted that. So anyway, all bullshit. So this is the juror, and this is the foreman. So back to what I was saying here on my tweet. So this is what happened. This is the evolution of it. So of how this guy got doxxed. So he said, shocking news. Okay. Overnight, a Twitter account with a small following made a post identifying who they claim was the foreman of the jury in the Kearney trial. So a couple small accounts, I noticed, tweet out this guy's name. And I'm like, oh shit, the cat's out of the bag. Okay. Now, it's out there now. These people are publicly posting this. Now, what I could have done at that point, since I'm a journalist and this is a matter of public interest, I could have hit that retweet button right then and there. Retweet button. But with great power comes great responsibility. New mature Turtleboy understands that I'm not just some average Joe on the Twitter streets. I'm not some guy with 248 followers who tweets something out and 5 people see it. I'm not that guy. I'm the guy with the spotlight now. I'm the guy everyone's watching. I have over 100,000 Twitter followers. I have over 100,000 YouTube subs. You couldn't fit all of my subs in Gillette Stadium. It would be like a sellout every night. I will get more than when this show's all said and done. It will have more, probably close to 100,000 people on all the platforms watching it. So that's bigger. I mean, I'm bigger than the Patriots. So because of that, because I'm cognizant of that, I have to know that if I retweet this, it's different. It's different than if just one of these guys tweets it out. It's different. And because I am a protector of jurors, I understand that I need to protect this guy, even though I think he's a scumbag, because sometimes you just got to be the bigger person. So I see a couple Twitter accounts with not much interaction putting this shit out there. Now, the best way to make sure that no one sees this, that as little people sees this as possible, is ignore it. That should have been the strategy for the 𝗵𝗲𝗺𝗺 Mafia, right? If they really want to keep this guy's identity a secret. Don't interact with it. Don't retweet it. Don't respond to it. Because responding to it gets a lot of, then it starts, Twitter picks up on the algorithm like, ooh, this is an interesting tweet. People are responding to this. Let's feed this on other people's algorithms. That's how I saw this tweet. Because these idiots start responding to it. I didn't follow either of the accounts that put it out there. And when I showed the example of it on my Twitter, I screenshotted it and noticed I crop out the poster. So you can't even go and find this tweet because you don't even know who put it up there. Right? That's how responsible I am. You can't even go and you don't even know who tweeted this out. So that's how much I'm committed to protecting jurors. Okay. So have some respect on my name, please. So I said, I've known the identity of this juror for a while. All right. And all these people could have ignored the post, but rather than ignore it, they chose to amplify it by responding to it, giving the tweet more visibility. Okay. But still, there was no confirmation from any sort of blue check marks or people with credentialed media who responded to this and confirmed, oh yeah, that is the juror. No one has gone on the record and said that. Enter Grande. And he tweets this out. New overnight. A follower, blogger Aidan Turtleboy Kearney himself, he still can't spell my name. Himself under investigation for jury tampering. I'm not actually, but in the context of the Karen Reed trial, has doxed the foreman of the jury for the first Karen Reed, John O'Keefe trial in violation of an active court order protecting juror identity. So there's just so much wrong with that, but it's typical Grande. There's no order stopping anyone from tweeting out anyone's identity. I'm not under investigation for jury tampering. And he goes, the public post on social media late Sunday night, which I will not be releasing in an unredacted form, was a screenshot of a social media profile that matches with a juror that I personally saw in the courtroom sitting in the first chair. That person was the foreman. So there we go. Grande admits, is the first person to confirm, yeah, that's actually him publicly. I'd never done that. I did it privately to somebody who already knew the juror. And I said, although I believe it's newsworthy, you know, that he was struck by a car, you know, I made a tweet yesterday mentioning these facts without identifying the juror. However, shockingly, several 𝗵𝗲𝗺𝗺 accounts chose to draw more attention to my post, in which I did not ID the juror by name, after pointing out that you could ascertain the ID of the juror in the comments. So this guy posts, whoever this person is, this 𝗵𝗲𝗺𝗺, says, Turtle douche encouraged his minions and the jury foreman has been doxxed. It's in his comments on the post. So what is this person doing? So this person sees that, oh shit, someone has, not Turtleboy himself, but someone has replied to Turtleboy's comments and identified the juror. So if you actually want to protect the juror, the last thing you want to do is draw attention to this, right? You don't want to draw, like, don't look at his replies. That's what you don't want. And what does this motherfucker do? He posts a screenshot of my post and he's like, yo, go check out the replies. Go find out the name of this juror. So I don't know who 𝗄𝗏𝗆 𝗃𝗏𝗆 is, but he's trying to get this poor juror, just wants to be left alone. And this guy whose profile picture is Michael Proctor, which is appropriate, sends a mob after this guy. Why would they do that? I'm horrified. I'm shocked and horror. And look at 5,000 views. 5,000 views his tweet gets. My God. Dear God. Oh, and then Julie Carpenter posts. Oh my God. Even more shockingly, the jury stated how he followed this individual. And, you know, she also helped amplifies it. She could have ignored the tweet. Instead, she talks about it more. She responds to it. Notice I can't even follow this account. It's because it says at the top of it, some accounts you follow often like this account. So she shows up on my algorithm now. 606 new people saw this that shouldn't have seen it, but they did because of her. I mean, look at all these other views, all these other McAlberts. Look at them. 1.5 thousand. This adds up all these views. Holy shit. Oh my God. And Grant is to blame. They're all blaming Grant. Even Krusty blames Grant. Grant, wow. Horrible. Wow. Grant doxxed the juror. Wow, that's horrible. And, you know, I didn't. And then they're this. How about this? Look at them. They're sexualizing him. Talking about, oh, he's so hot. He can hide at my house any day of the week. Hashtag, did someone turn up the heat? And that's what you call a real man. Says the lonely Catwoman who's, you know, there's cobwebs growing down there with her. You know, with Julie Ginto, there is just, so much like you know, like the lawn in May that you haven't mowed yet. You know, it's like, that's what it's like down there. Like it's time, you know, it's time to mow it, but it's a little cold. You don't want to mow it yet. And you know that, you know, it's lonely. You know, it's real lonely down there, folks. And yeah. So these people are sexualizing this guy too, and they're saying he's attractive. So that, I mean, you think having a LinkedIn profile narrows it down who you are. Saying that you're an attractive young guy, well, that eliminates fat people, old people, bald guys, midgets. Like, there's a whole list of people that are immediately eliminated from the population. You're down to like 5% there. So there we go. So these people, it's just, I was horrified seeing this on social media yesterday. But did you guys see this today? This is interesting. Our guy, Ted Daniels, and this is why they hate Ted, posts, here's the mass medical examiner's visitor log and calendar. I mean, good for Ted for like thinking this scoop up. From August 16th. This is 9 days before the feds arrested Matthew Farwell for Sandra Birchmore's murder. I mean, this is smart, good reporting. He's like, you know what I can do? I can, you know what's public? The mass medical examiner's visitor log and calendar. So this sign-in shows the feds brought Bill Smock, MD, to the meeting with the chief medical examiner. He's known for his research on strangulation. So look who signs in here to this meeting. Lieutenant John Fanning, Trooper Matthew Dunn, Michelle Gamble, Dr. Capo Martinez. Do you know who she is? She's the one who did the original examination on Sandra Birchmore and said she killed herself. They made her and Fanning and Dunn, and look who joins them. Riley from the United States Attorney's Office and Leah Ferrara from the FBI. And 8 days later, he's arrested. They made Fanning, Dunn, and this hack medical examiner come along and take notes about how a real investigation takes place. Do you understand how humiliating that is? They dog walked these motherfuckers. They brought them in there and they said, this is how you fucking idiots thought this was a suicide? Are you out of your fucking mind? But they know. They know. They know that these guys know that this wasn't a suicide, and they covered it up. And that was their way of letting them know, motherfucker, we know. And now what the feds are doing, and they brought them along to make them think that they're like part of the investigation. They're not. They were there to be humiliated. They were there to be like reminder, like, oh, motherfucker, we know you covered this up. We're gonna, oh, you guys don't know how to do an investigation? Come on, we'll show you. See this right here? That's evidence of a murder, that they were strangled. Like, that was awesome. Is that not awesome? That is fucking gangster right there, that the FBI did that. The FBI ain't done, man. And the Sandra Birchmore case is, I think they found out about the Birchmore case. They started looking into it after the Reed case, because they're like, hey, while we're here, you see this other shit going on that all these people are talking about too. Let's check that. Oh, that one's actually a lot easier to figure out. That's fucking open and shut. We don't need, there's no 50 McAlberts and family trees to figure out there. This one's the easy one. Y'all just lied on the medical examiner. Like that. That's it. So, to be a fly on that wall. And I think the feds now are waiting to see what the state police do with it. If they're not going to discipline Fanning or Guarino or Dunn or any of these people, if the state police aren't going to do something about these guys, they're going to charge someone with obstruction. That's what's going to happen, I believe. Based on this shit, this is like, I forgot, Leah Ferrara had a baby, last I heard. So she's back in business. So good for Ted Daniels, man. That's like real fucking reporting right there. Like, he just thought like, oh, I have an idea. Let's go figure this shit out. And that's why they hate Ted. That's why they hate him. Oh, they're playing my greatest.
Cry about that and say, oh, fuck off. Your tears are delicious. I love it. I just want to let them know that every time you fucking cry about that and say, oh, he's attacking the family, I get fucking hard. I love it. I love it. And there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing.
That's
your First Amendment protects all this. I've been doing this for a decade, and little bitches like you have been crying and whining about it the whole time.
Easy.
And I've gone nowhere. Oh, he went to jail for 60 days. Oh, yeah, because some lying whore made up a lie about a charge that got dropped. That's it. That's it. Nothing else. None of these charges are sticking. Oh, fuck off. Your tears are delicious. I love it. I just want to let them know that every time you fucking cry about that and say, oh, he's attacking the family, I get fucking hard.
It's true. I get a rager when that happens. They play these things, these clips, and it's like, these are like, you call this man a man worth respecting. You're delusional. It's like, thank you for clipping my greatest hits. Like, I couldn't ask for better publicity than this at all. So anyway, that's that. Oh, anyway, I was trying to read some turtle chats here from you fine folks. And because we got some more shit to get to. And we got to get to the Jill Daniels thing and the Steve Cody thing. And we'll get to that, because that was supposed to be the headliner, and now it's 10:30. Okay. Penny sends $10, goes, rooting for you, Turtleboy. I so hope justice will be served for you, Karen Reed, and John O'Keefe. Thanks for all you do. My pleasure, Penny. Danielle sends $25 and goes, Unc, I love your show. Free Karen Reed. You should check out my channel, Voices for Justice with Danielle. Okay, I'll do that. Thank you very much, Danielle. I appreciate that. Brittany sends $10 and goes, who is Marianne on Twitter? Also, be careful, because the state police might try to blame you for the foreman being identified. They can blame me all they want. The breadcrumb of trails show that Grant Smith Ellis, I doxed this juror. Deanna sends $20 and says, everyone keep an eye out for a November calendar giveaway for Turtleboy's Defense Fund. I will be promoting this week on pages through October 31st. And then she writes hashtag. Yes, that's going to be a cool fundraiser, because, man, let me tell you, Mark Betterow is earning he's already earned it all. Like, what he's doing right now is just fucking amazing. Like, and we are ready to fuck, man. I can't wait. These people keep saying that they can't wait for trial. Oh, motherfucker, you think I'm hard now? Wait till trial comes. Putting these people on the stand. Woo! Oh my God, the liars. The liars that are going to be exposed when that happens. And we've seen, they ain't seen nothing yet. Okay. Next up, 𝗵𝗵𝗧𝗃 sends $25 and goes, the police removed dozens of videos to solve the case of the mystery duckies, but couldn't look at one to find out who killed a cop. Outrageous. Yes. Oh, and I was ranting about freaking the place across the street. So what they got to do, and this never happened at trial. They never brought up the fact that there is a house across the street that has a Ring camera on it that would have captured the whole thing. Where's that video? Where is it? 𝗪𝗪's got to take the stand. Bring 𝗪𝗪 up there. And that's, by the way, that's one more person that you can bring up there that didn't hear John O'Keefe getting hit by a car. Another person that didn't hear that. And he provided the goddamn solo cups, the red solo cups. So that's one more person. And so you get him on the stand and ask him about that tape. And most importantly, the most important question to ask him is, did the police ever ask you for the tape? If the answer to that is no, well, then you got a huge scandal. Because that's the first thing the cops would do is ask for, I don't know, the camera pointed directly at the murder. That would be awesome. So if the answer is no, good for the defense. If the answer is yes, he was questioned by police, well, that's never been memorialized in any police reports. And where's the video? It's like, it's a win-win. You got to get 𝗪𝗪 on the stand. It's the most no, I will trade the warm-up thing, all mention of that bring 𝗪𝗪 up. I think that's a fair trade-off. And I think we're going to win this thing next time. So there's that. Thank you. Belinda sends $10 and goes, what about Higgins and Albert's lawyers in court saying the feds informed them that they're not the target of the investigation? So that was in a pretrial motion. And what about it? I mean, we've never said that they're the targets. We've always alleged that the targets are the district attorney's office and the state police. They're just the murderers that they covered for. That's all they are. And 33 Fairview has a perfect angle of, I'll show you. Like, remember, this is the view from 31 Fairview. You see the Asian house across the street there. And then we go over to 33 Fairview. And 33 Fairview also has a Ring camera. And this is what 33 Fairview sees. Okay? So it's like, it would have shown John get out of the car if he did and run inside the house. And it would have shown Karen going up. And it would have shown Brian Higgins' white Jeep if it was really there. It would have shown fucking everything. Were they questioned by police? It's not what they did do. It's what they didn't do. It's what they didn't do. So there's that. So thank you for that one. All right, next up. Next turtle chat. Confused Shelly sends $5 and goes, what was Julie Carpenter trying to prove with the song mashup song? How does that prove anything? It doesn't. These people just have no time on their hands. That's all that proves. Uh-oh. All right. Next up. Nardwuar sends $5 and goes, thank you so much, Turtleboy. Keep on rocking in the free world. And Duda Loot Doot. Okay. Bukaki's missing dentures sends $25 and goes, to the chick and daughter in Indy that met that ugly ginger, touch base with me. I'd love to have a standout with you. I almost went that day, but I was too introverted. So we got another Indianapolis Turtle Rider that day. So hook up. I don't know how you'll hook up. So you need to put, I don't know how do we do that, but thank you very much. Bukaki's missing dentures. Nathaniel from Staten Island sends $5 and goes, looking back at the M.W. Phelps episode, and 98% of the comments are anti-Phelps. They are correct on this. He came off as condescending to you and trying way too hard to be different. I'm not like the other journalists. He's a fence rider that's secretly anti-Karen. So I don't disagree with you that was not a good interview. That was not a good interview. It was such a bad interview that the trolls are excited about the release of the podcast this week. However, I think they're going to be disappointed. I do. And it's just like my entertainment lawyer is the one that kind of hooked me up with him. And I don't think he'd put me in a bad position. That's just what I think. You know, and I'll tell you one thing, it's not about the money with me. And I'll be perfectly upfront. Like, of course I'm going to get paid for the podcast. I've spent a substantial amount of time doing it and promoting it. And it's in my contract that I'm going to get paid for the podcast. But if it's garbage, if it's like a hit piece or something like that, I'll say it. I'll trash it. I would be like, this sucks. Don't listen to it. I don't care. I will not sell out. I will never be a sellout ever. I want to sell things. I want to sell out like shit. I want to sell out of merchandise and shit. Like I want to sell, but I'm not going to do it at the extent of something I don't believe in. Like I'm not going to tell you to go listen to a fucking podcast just so we get more clicks and more ad revenue if the fucking podcast sucks. I'm not going to do it if it's garbage. I won't promote trash, even if I'm in it, even if I'm the star of it, which I am. And I think they're going to be disappointed. I think the podcast is going to be good. It comes out this week. It's called 34 Fairview Road. I think it's going to be good. So, but yeah, that was not a good interview. It was not a good interview. I think if he could do it over again, he would. And you know, he's got to show something to us now. You know what I mean? Like maybe that kind of lit a fire on his ass. Like it didn't, if he's trying to go the whole, like, oh, I'm enlightened and I'm going to look at, I know more about this. This is wrong. You know, if you're going to go the whole, like maybe Turtleboy's a bad guy. Nobody wants to see that. And if I hear Krusty's voice on that at all, I will throw it out the fucking window. If I find out he interviewed Krusty and she's on there, which I doubt he did, I will be like, boycott. I'll give back all the money I made off of it. Fucking, I don't want it. So there's that. Okay. So but I think we should give him a chance because it hasn't even come out yet. You know what I mean? So I do think people were too harsh in that regard. We got to give him a chance. We can't judge it without, you know, hearing it. All right. So, next he interviewed 𝗵𝗂𝗶𝗵. I do know that, but I mean, 𝗵𝗂𝗵's amusing and stupid. And that's the best that they could find on the other side. And we also don't know, like, is he going to make 𝗵𝗂𝗵 look like an idiot? There's that you know? So it comes out on the 17th. That's this week. That's in 2 days, isn't it? Yeah. All right, cool. Next Turtle Chat is Lisa sends $100. Thank you, Lisa. Says, thank you for all you do. Free Karen Reed, free Turtleboy. Random thought. Did they ever try to move your case or Karen's trial to a different county? You can't just do that, unfortunately. And no, they have not ever tried to do that. You need pretty good grounds for that. And I don't, if either of those were possible, I think it would have happened by now. I'm not afraid of a Norfolk County jury. I'll tell you that much. I'm loved in Norfolk County. I'm loved everywhere. So there's that. Lizzie Fabulous sends $10 who goes, 𝗵𝗄𝗇 Insider, Jason, not Haley, and someone named Abby did a 5-hour stream the other day. Obviously, I did it on 1.5, but if you haven't seen it, it's awesome. Also, do you think Nightline is going to be better than 2020? You mean Dateline? Yes, I do think it's going to be better because, like I said, I was in the courtroom with Dateline, Sue from Dateline, and Marianne as well. I met, like, they were much more involved in this. And I'll tell you one thing, Sue from Dateline does not like Gretchen or Grant. So that's a good sign. All right. So there's that. Also, to address that Turtle Chat there. Yes, that was a good show. I'm a big 𝗵𝗇 Insider fan. As far as content goes, big fan. I like 𝗵𝗇 Insider. She's from Australia. she should show her face. That would be cool too. I'd like to see faces. I mean, I appreciate the avatar and all, but you know, I think she's good. And I thought Jason was a great guest, and I listened to much of it. I haven't listened to the whole thing. I'm like you. I'm a 1.5 guy because 5 hours is a long time, but I listened to a bunch of it, and it's good stuff. I'd highly recommend it. Scary Quacky Monster sends $10 and goes, Dr. TB. Thank you for all you're doing. I see what you did there. And promoting freedom. You're the best. My pleasure. Lena sends $10 and goes, watching from the UK. You will be pleased to know since Saturday, I have not used any hashtags. Thank you for always making me laugh. After 2 years of chemo, I am now in remission. So please give me a shout out as I am celebrating. God bless you, Dr. Turtleboy. Free Turtleboy. P.S. Krusty Panties is a dirty skank. Well, that means a lot. You know, after 2 years of chemo, that's a lot of fucking chemo, Lena. Wow. But I'm glad that you're doing better. And I'm glad that, you know, they say laughter is the best medicine, you know, and unlike chemotherapy, you don't lose your hair over it. So and it doesn't make you tired. It doesn't tire you out or make you hungry or anything like that. So that's pretty cool too. So go laughter. So I'm glad you're feeling better. Thank you very much, Lena. PJ sends $10 and goes, you got hundreds of thousands of people believing Karen's not guilty. I don't think you'd have a problem getting 12 more. Exactly. And it won't be. It won't be. Thank you. Jojo C sends 25 and goes, did Auntie Bev appoint a jury foreman? Kind of yeah, she did. She just picked them out. There was no official anointing. It's just like, you're the foreman. I like you. Oh, coincidentally, it's like a guy who thinks she's guilty. Kind of solidifies the many examples that she wants to control the outcome of the trial. Exactly. $50 from Charlie and Patty Doherty. And they say, we have lived in this cesspool called Massachusetts. I like what you did there for 60 plus years and still wonder why. It ain't the weather. Keep up the great work. Free Karen Reed, free Turtleboy with all you do. Well, thank you very much, Charlie and Patty. $10 from Iceman 2.0 says, Dr. Turtleboy, we also need to get an Apple expert in trial too. Yes. You know how I feel about that. I'm like, the number one thing is John's going up and down 3 flights of stairs. Give it to me. Put it in my veins. Prove that and you win everything. It's over. Keep up the amazing journalism, my man. Free Karen Reed, free Dr. Turtleboy. P.S. Love your German accent storytelling. It was supposed to be Russian, but turned into German halfway through. So there you go. Thank you, Iceman. Nicole sends 10, but goes, F a crash daddy. You're our OG YouTube daddy. Oh, I like what you did there. I'm the daddy now. You know, I'm still your daddy. The crash daddies, they can be the new daddies, but I'm still your daddy. Thank you. Justice is coming soon. Hashtag free Karen Reed. Hashtag free Turtle Boy. Thank you very much for that. Laura sends $6 and goes, subpoena Aidan Kearney now defense. He's your number one witness. Exactly. Thank you. Okay. I think we got all the turtle chats there. Let me see if I have any cash apps. Because I had a few going off. Brian sends $5 and goes, trial 2 needs to be moved out of Norfolk County. But the judge, as long as the judge is there, it's still a problem. And she'll travel. That's the problem. Sinead sends $10, goes, what's up with Mello? Is it just Cosgrove now? Yeah, we don't know. Mello is going to, one way or another, Mello is going to get in a lot of trouble. Wait till the next federal letter. Whew. He's in trouble. Let's just put it that way. We haven't seen or heard from Mello since April. And probably for his benefit. So thank you very much, Sinead. Candace sends $10 and goes, Betterow and JM Googled herself with John O'Keefe. Yeah, she did. That's an underrated thing that she did. On January 29th, she Googled John O'Keefe, Jennifer McCabe to see if anyone was talking about her and John O'Keefe in the same context. That's another underrated thing that's not brought up at all. But thank you very much for that, Candace. Zelda sends 10 and goes, love you and thank you. You are the top turtle. Well, thank you very much, Zelda. The top turtle. I love it. Okay. And Tyrone sends $10, goes, hashtag grants a quack. Free the turtle. Yes. Liz sends $5. on Turtle Chat and says, is the Commonwealth's SJC due tomorrow? I'm not sure, but that hearing's coming up in like 3 weeks about. So there's that. Okay, cool. So if anyone else wants to have their messages read out loud to the class, click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat, or you can cash at me at $Uncle_Turtleboy. Okay. So let me bring some up here in the news. I had it queued up. All right, I'll bring it up over here. All right, so you might have seen this person around before. I really didn't want to give them attention. But this very dangerous and mentally damaged individual, his name is Steve Cote. And he is a psychopath. And I never wanted to talk about him because he murdered a turtle and hung it from my parents' house. And is just, my dad has a restraining order on him. Lots of people have restraining orders on him. He initially, he was at the first Karen Reed hearing in May of 2023. Took a picture with me, said he was a fan. I didn't know anything about him. Then I Googled him, and horrible shit comes up. He ran for Leominster City Council like when he was 19 years old, like 12 years ago, and stalked and harassed and threatened a woman for not voting for him or something like that. She had to get an order on him. And he does this with everyone. When I went on his Facebook page, it's just filled with people just shitting on him. Like he's fucking insane. Insane. And I don't want to get caught up in this guy's bullshit and his drama, so I don't feed into it. He messages me. So he used to be a fan. And then he would message the page, and I guess he would get into it with Turtle Riders. And a number of you have restraining orders against him. Like I don't, a bunch of you do. Jennifer Altman, I think Suzanne had one at one point. He goes at it with like Semolina, and there's a whole bunch of you guys that got orders on this motherfucker. And that means nothing to him. He just keeps contacting you. And he recently and he writes some of the most heinous shit. He's been constantly posting that he's going to come to my parents' house and sing Ding Dong, the witch is dead when my mom dies. Like the most heinous shit. Okay. And he posted a selfie of himself at my parents' house. I've never talked to him. I never talked to him. I never responded to any of his shit. I ignored him. And why is he messaging me despite being a fan? Well, he messaged me like a year ago, probably, and was like, Aidan, are you going to say something about your Turtle Riders coming after me and getting orders on me and hurting my free speech? And I'm like, nope, I just don't respond. I'm like, definitely not doing that. Definitely not getting involved in whatever drama bullshit you're talking about. I'm over here writing major stories. Don't care about any of this. So eventually I just blocked him. I'm like, I can't deal with this guy anymore. It was annoying the shit out of me. I just blocked him. Well, that turned him into Stan from Eminem. And he is this super, like he's obsessed with me. Obsessed. And he just constantly messages me. Constantly. And I've meant to get an order on him. It's just a matter of getting to the courthouse and doing it. I'm going to get one on him eventually. And he'll violate it like he does with everyone. He went to jail for like 2 weeks a month ago. Got out somehow. Somehow I got to do the full 60. He had his bail revoked. And he didn't have to do the full 60 or whatever. I did. This guy gets out. And he's fucking dangerous. And he's like... And I would recommend people just stop interacting with this motherfucker. Just block his ass. It's what he wants. It's what he thrives off of. And every time he tags me in something and you guys respond, I get a million fucking notifications. And it's just taking up my whole fucking timeline. So please don't respond to this guy's bullshit. Oh my God. Look at him. Okay. So he was charged today with felony witness intimidation in Canton against the McAlbert. Let's read this report. And it's fucking insane. You guys want to read this? How insane this shit is? Let's look at this. 15 pages long. On August 12th, 2023, this is back when he's still a free camera read person. Canton police received a 911 call from a representative of Crisis Text Line, a mental health and crisis intervention hotline, reporting an ongoing domestic disturbance at Jill Daniels' house. A texter on the line was using a tablet to communicate via web chat. This is for suicidal people. The crisis text line went on to state that the person that she was communicating with identified himself as Nick 𝗵𝗵𝗧𝗃, the boyfriend, the elderly boyfriend of Jill Daniels. According to the crisis text line rep, 𝗵𝗵𝗧𝗃 reported that his girlfriend, Jillian Daniels, was intoxicated and hit him with a beer bottle. 𝗵𝗵𝗧𝗃 then reported that he was bleeding from his arm and hiding from her in the bathroom. 𝗵𝗵𝗧𝗃 then told the text line that he needed stitches and the police. The conversation ended once 𝗵𝗵𝗧𝗃 was informed that the Canton police were contacted. As a result of the 911 call, officers McDonald and Connor were dispatched to the house. No one answered the door. They checked the exterior and believed no one was inside. It was in complete darkness. They called 𝗵𝗵𝗧𝗃 on the phone in an attempt to determine his location, and he informed them that he was on vacation with Daniels, nowhere near Canton. After speaking with 𝗵𝗵𝗧𝗃, it was determined the report was made as a hoax. And that's what this guy does. Okay. He basically, has sent multiple, like he orders Chinese food to my parents, only to my parents, orders Chinese food to my parents' house, orders pizzas. That's his big thing. Pizzas. He orders pizzas to everyone's house. And, suicide shit. He says people are suicidal in there. It's, he's fucking demented. This is all he does. He does it to everyone. He's done this to hundreds of people before. He's a fucking psycho. And I don't give a fuck if he was supporting Karen Reed. I disavow. I want nothing to do with people like this. And this is the difference between us and them, is we disavow our crazy. And we say, nope. And I don't give a fuck. I ain't with this dude. I'm with Jill Daniels on this one. Even though I'll be in court Friday when she's being arraigned because she touched me. Jill Daniels touched me. But she's definitely a victim of this, 100%. And I want nothing to do with this motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here. And people like this don't even really support Karen Reed. They're just attracted to the drama of it all. That's all people like him are attracted to, is they just feed off of drama, and they see that this content is producing drama, so they jump in head first and they pick a side. And he picks Turtleboy side because he's infatuated with me. I swear to God, he's in love with me. It's bizarre. So, after speaking with 𝗵𝗵𝗧𝗃, it was determined that it was a hoax. 𝗵𝗵𝗧𝗃's girlfriend Daniels had recently been depicted on social media as having intimate knowledge of circumstances surrounding the death of John O'Keefe. As a result of the depiction, which attempted to implicate Colin Albert in the murder of O'Keefe, Daniels has received harassment from the Free Karen Reed movement. Notice what they're trying to do here? Okay. On 6/23, of course, I'm being fucking blamed by the second page. Paragraph 6, I'm already being blamed. Aidan Kearney, known as Turtleboy, who has a large online social media following and spearheaded the Free Karen Reed movement, live streamed on his publicly viewable YouTube page, Turtleboy Live, photographs of 𝗵𝗵𝗧𝗃, Daniels, and Facebook comments made by Daniels in support of the witnesses in the Reed case. Kearney posted his article on Turtleboy Daily News entitled, Jill Daniels really wants people to stop discussing her family's role in killing John O'Keefe. True. This public post includes photographs of Morrissey and Daniels and repeatedly criticizes Daniels for her defense of the witnesses. On 7/29, Kearney posted episode 602, pre-vacation show, 𝗵𝗂𝗺, Jill Daniels, Carl Dougal, Tail Light Mystery, Liz Proctor on his YouTube page, Turtleboy Live, where he discusses Daniels' relationship with Elizabeth Proctor, the wife of the lead investigator. She is mocked and vilified for her opposing views and statements made about Karen Reed. So it's my fault. What does this have to do with fucking anything? Like I did. So she received harassment from a third party who I disavow and don't know and want nothing to do with. And somehow it's relevant that I fucking talked about this. You see what they're getting at here. This is what they always do to try to censor speech. Oh, the school shooter watched this fucking video before he shot up the school, so we should ban that video, even though the video is not bad or illegal itself. But a bad person who did a bad thing watched that video prior to doing a bad thing. Therefore, the video should be banned. That's what they're fucking doing here. This is what, by the way, the left wing always does with like right wing content. They always fucking do this. Oh, that person who was listening to Ben Shapiro before or whatever, like he was radicalized by Joe Rogan before he went and did something horrible. So Joe Rogan's bad. We should ban Joe Rogan. It's the same bullshit that I've been fighting this entire time. This is all they do. This is censorious. This fucking world where somebody says something legal and then some lunatic hears it and then does something illegal, and therefore the legal thing should become illegal, is fucking a direct threat to the First Amendment. I wrote a whole fucking book about it. You know, be right back. Hold on. I gotta get a drink. Okay, so back to this. No pizza delivery this time. But the pizza deliveries that did, remember I used to get pizza deliveries in my house. I thought it was crusty panties. No, it was Steve Cody. That was him the whole time. All right. So it goes on to say, additionally, on 8/13, Aidan Kearney posted on his website an article entitled Can't Cover Up. Jill Daniels says in an exclusive drunken interview that Colin Albert left Fairview Road prior to John O'Keefe arriving. In his post, Kearney played portions of a phone call he had with Daniels on his live show on his YouTube page and on the evening of 8/12/93. All of these postings are publicly available and are the first items that appear if you conduct a Google search of Jill Daniels Canton. So that's my fault, I guess. So this, of course, was the famous episode where I called Jill Daniels and she could have not picked up the phone if she wanted to. She easily could have just not picked up the phone, but she didn't do that. Did she? She did this instead. My name's Aidan. Aidan, you can call me Aidan. You can call me doctor.
No,
but
I don't want to call. I want to call you a dickhead because that's what you are.
okay.
You are. Look, you're calling yourself a turtle. A turtle. Do you know what that means? A turtle. Guess what? Turtle boy, you fucking turtle. Go get a new name, okay? You fucking turtle juice.
Pull off.
Even ever. No, shut the fuck up.
Whoa, we're getting a little off track.
In your life, shut the fuck up.
I'll like it. You know, it's not a big. It's not a high bar.
Do you know how to shut up? Do you know how to shut up? Have you ever shut up in your life?
I feel like you've done most of the talking, in fairness. Okay, sorry. So, whoa, take it easy. Easy, pussycat.
Okay, no, you don't, because you're a fucking loser. Oh, I went to churro because somebody gave me a thing. Okay, no, you don't, because you're a fucking loser. What? Bye-bye.
What crime did I commit? What crime did I commit? Why do you guys all say that?
This one thing, because this is one thing I've always wanted to ask you. Where's your award?
How?
Your award-winning journalist. Where's that award?
Okay, so that's the night in question. So it's my fault that people were like, oh shit, they want to talk about Jill Daniels after that because she acted a fool on my program. If you'll recall, I called her, and then Nick Moratis, the homophobic boyfriend, called me some slur for homosexual and hung up the phone. And I thought the interview was over, and then she called me back. So this nonsense that she wasn't excited to do it and happy, you know, that she didn't get a little rowdy down there, little Randy and the panties. Jill Daniels got a little excited, I think. That like she sounded, oh, it's Turtleboy. Oh my God. Like she kind of hates me, but she kind of wants to hate fuck me at the same time. I'm just saying. So it says she lives there alone. Detective Theodore spoke with Jill Daniels, who informed him that she was not sure how her address was made public. I didn't post her public address, but stated her phone number and name were publicized in videos and social media posts. Okay. She was embarrassed about the hoax call, and it caused her emotional distress. Somehow she's experiencing emotional distress for this. See the key word there? Emotional distress. Witness intimidation statute. That's what they're getting at there. She's but she's not a witness. Oh no, but she's a family member of witness. So she's covered. I'm surprised I didn't get charged with her. After discovering the call was a hoax, CPD proceeded to contact the crisis text line and got the IP address of the person. And then they go to Comcast and they get the subscriber information. And this is all fine and dandy, guys. And they find out it's Stephen Cote from Clinton. And that's fine and dandy that they're doing this. But my question is, why do they only do this sort of investigation when it's a McAlbert? Did this happen for anyone else? Because Stephen Cote does this for a lot of people. And I don't see the police taking any sort of action. When the McAlberts want to find something out, they got service, bro. They got fucking door to door. No wonder they have fucking support the police signs in the store. The police work exclusively for them. Door to doors. Everyone should get the sort of service that the McAlberts get. Everyone. Investigation into Cote shows, okay, he's there. He has 3 arraignments, which include entries for criminal harassment and violations of an HPO in East Boston. Detective Theodore obtained incident reports from BPD detailing these charges and learned that they were social media based, in which Cote repeatedly harassed individuals online. He also spoke with Clinton and Maynard police departments, who said that he's known to both agencies and has been the subject of multiple reports of internet harassment. In Maynard, he was accused of stalking and harassing the family of an individual he was in a dispute with on social media by sending pizzas to their residence in New York. During subsequent surveillance that was conducted, investigators determined that the address was his previous address where he lived, and the father moved to Clinton. Okay. So they went there and they got Wi-Fi signals and all this shit. They do all this work. Okay. And then they try to tie me to it. Canton police were able to locate different social media profiles for Cote and quickly learned that he's heavily involved in the Free Can't Read movement. No, he's not. And they try to blame him. He's a devoted fan of Aidan Kearney, aka Turtleboy. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure he's in love with me. He featured posts and comments detailing his support of Turtleboy as well as Karen Reed and expresses disdain for people he feels are framing Reed. He has messaged family members of witnesses in the case. Cote is also currently the subject of an investigation into harassing conduct aimed at officials from the DA's office, including Michael Morrissey and Adam Lally. During the investigation, Detective Theodore was given screenshots from Jill Daniels showing all the messages from Cote. Okay, saying, I bully the bullies. You are a bully. The Alberts are bullies. The McCabe's are bullies. The Proctors are bullies. You guys weren't scared or intimidated at Turtleboy's court hearing. What gives now? You know? And they go, Cote is aware of the disdain that Kearney holds for Jill Daniels and the nature of the narrative Kearney has portrayed about Daniels which Cody has adopted. So it's my fault. While reviewing the messages sent to Daniels by Cody, Detective Theodore observed that Cody had been messaging Daniels 2 days before and again messaged her approximately 1 hour before the hoax. The screenshot showed numerous responses from Daniels telling her to leave her alone. And he's telling him your nephew Colin is a murderer. The statement is consistent with the widely publicized narrative created by supporters of the Karen Reed. So it's all Karen Reed's fault too. Yeah, he messaged Kevin Albert too, by the way. Yeah, he messaged Detective Kevin Albert and said that. Cody traveled to Canton on 10/26 and held a sign outside of a Shell gas station in support of Karen Reed. Okay. And the sign said, "Fuck you, Lowley, you useless government stooge, and free Karen Reed. And Chris Albert is a murderer." So basically, this guy wants to be me, except he ain't me. Like, he just wants to be me so bad, and it's just not work. Just let me be Turtleboy and you be Turtle Riders. Like, that should be our relationship. Okay. When Cody was in Canton, a passerby took a picture of him sitting on the sidewalk and provided it to CPD. He's wearing a shirt referencing a Google search made by Jennifer McCabe. This is sold in the Turtleboy website. Okay. So that's my fault. My fault. At approximately 8:50, Canton Police Dispatch received a call from another lifeline on 11/2. In summary, the representative of the lifeline called to report that an individual named Jim Ferris, who works at D&E Pizza, contacted the hotline requesting help. Lifeline representative connected with Jim after he reached out to service via web chat. Quote unquote, Jim reported that he was hiding in the bathroom at the establishment because he was just assaulted by a coworker and was in fear for his safety. So he once again uses the suicide line to pretend to be a victim of domestic violence and send the police down here. This is also known as like swatting. Like, this is fucking, oh, he's out of control. I fucking hate him. But I just ignore him. I don't engage with him. You shouldn't either. Okay? Just, go away. I mean, he won't go away, but just ignore, block. And if you feel like he's threatening you or harassing you or crossing a line, get an HPO. That's what you need to do. Do not engage with this motherfucker. Goes on to say, as a result, officers Kavanaugh and McDonald responded to D&E Pizza and were met by employees, said that there were no issues and that Ferris had already left. We spoke with Ferris via phone call and he confirmed he didn't make any reports. But again, this is my fault because I wrote an article 2 months before that entitled Can't Cover Up Part 152, D&E Pizza Goon sent by Chris Albert to intimidate Karen Reed's attorneys and 2020 producers is identified as Jim Ferris of Canton. In this article, Kearney identifies Ferris as an employee of Chris Albert and criticizes Ferris for his defense of the witnesses. On 9/23, Kearney live streamed on his YouTube, and I also criticized him because he physically threatened the 2020 producers and Alan Jackson. And he's a goon. Like, he's been charged with assault and battery against me too. Officer Theodore, you forgot to put that in your report, didn't you? Jim Ferris. Now, goes on to say, again, I have no problem if the police want to make this just about Steve Cody, because he deserves to be arrested for this. It's not okay to do this to Jill Daniels or Jim Ferris. Okay? You can protest them. You can post mean things about them. Leave the phone calls to me. I'm the doctor. Okay? No need for everyone to call him. So let me do it. I'm the one with the show. You don't have a fucking show. Nobody wants to hear about you calling them. Nobody's impressed by that either. I love when these people afterwards are like, oh, look what I did. I messaged them. Like, bro, no one's impressed by that. Stop it. Nobody asked you to do that. Like, we get it. Like, you're just fucking looking like a douchebag, Get your own show. You don't have one. So, but so like they try to blame me for this, even though I didn't do any of this shit. I just talked about what a douchebag he was. Looking for Jim Ferris, Chris Albert, and the Galvins in Canton. So I live stream myself outside of D&E Pizza, and I mock when Jim Ferris walks into the business in an attempt to avoid the confrontation. He also fails to point out that on that day, Jim Ferris had invited me down there and told me to say it to his face. So I showed up and I did, and he walked inside, and then he called the cops and made up a lie that I assaulted him. And he asked to be escorted to his car. Like the bitch that he is. It's like, this is all about me. All right. So they investigate the IP of the person who did this. Once again, it's Steve Cody. They work with the Clinton Police Department, Detective Cornelius over there, and Sergeant Lefebvre. And they go to his apartment. They explain to him what's going on. Okay. He says he might have done it. Right. Anyway. They take all his phones. Okay. They go through his phones. They find out all like they can do real work. Like it's unbelievable the work these people do when a McAlbert is a victim, which they are in this case. They're definitely victims in this case. So, you know, they look through all his phones. They find more incriminating shit. He has a web chat on 11/2. Contain the following web chat dialogue. So this is him talking to the operator for the suicide hotline. It says, he said he's pretending to be Jim Ferris here. He said, don't fucking touch me. And I told him he needs to cut it out or the business ain't going to last. He gets in my face, pushes me back, and I almost fell, but I managed to get a punch in. And then the Lifeline person says, I'm glad you're okay. That sounds like a really frustrating situation. Have you taken any actions to harm yourself today? I have a few bruises and you destroyed my glasses, and that caused bad scarring and bleeding near my eyes. So they figure out it's Cody. Okay. And then they go through his phone, and he ends up getting charged with false report to a public safety dispatch, 2 of those, and 2 counts of felony witness intimidation against Jill Daniels and Chris Albert. So, yeah, because she's a family member of a witness. Again, a sister-in-law of a witness. The statute applies to her. So she's experiencing emotional harm over this, and good. Not good that she's experiencing emotional harm. Good that Cody's charged. He should be charged with this. I'm with Jill Daniels on this one. He deserves to be charged, and I'm glad he is. But then he had his fucking hearing today, and they didn't. He's out on bail on 1 million fucking charges. He is the most dangerous person. He's going to do it again tomorrow, and the judge just doesn't revoke his bail. I'm out on bail. I get dragged in. Some lying skank who does this with everybody, who says that every guy she dates hits her, says that I pushed her onto a couch. Completely made up. And I must go to jail for 60 days for that. Fucking insane. Absolutely insane. Like, the thing about it is, like, who cares if Steve Cody goes to jail? Like, nobody will miss him. The world's a better place. Like, I'm like a law-abiding, contributing member of society. I have to get my kids to cheerleading practice. Like, there's like people counting on me for shit. I'm running a business. Like, I do shit. Like, putting me in jail is a fucking tragedy. Like, it's like bad. Like, a lot of people are affected by that. Steve Cody goes to jail. Nobody gives a fuck. He belongs in jail. He needs to be in jail. And people are posting, like, people messaged me about this today because a fake victim, I guess, made a post that people sent me, and they're like, they thought that she made some post about somebody who just got out of jail. I tried to pay them off or some shit, and she's working with them, and they're like, is this 𝗃𝗿𝗂𝗃? It's not 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. She's talking about her ex-boyfriend Frankie, who and by the way, none of that's true, and I'm not the least bit worried about it. Frankie is a guy that I met in jail, or I became friends with after jail. He was in jail at the same time as me because she said that Frankie hit her, and Frankie violated the order against her because she tracked him down in a parking lot, got in his car, and wouldn't leave. And then he went to jail because he violated the restraining order because he wouldn't abandon his own car. And yeah, so then now he has 3 kids with her. So if he wants any chance of seeing those kids again, he has to play nice with her. So I would bet money. Frankie seems to have disappeared because no one's heard from him for a while. So what I'm guessing happened is that Frankie ran back. Frankie Keegan, that he ran back, and she probably told him, I'm guessing, this is my guess, she probably told him, if you ever want to see your kids again, you need to get back together with me, even though she has an order on him again, and show me all your messages with Aidan. And most of the messages are us reminiscing about, bro, this fucking chick's crazy, dude. What'd she do to you? Oh, really? She did, like, comparing notes. Like, imagine I was seeing her for a couple months. Imagine me. He's like, bro, I'm stuck with her. I got 3 kids. 6 years of this shit. Like, imagine the war stories we could trade back and forth. Like, I thought I had it bad. This guy's got 1,000,000 times worse. So he has apparently, I'm guessing, that's just what I'm guessing. I'm guessing he ran back to her. And so she made this, so she's not talking about Cody. I assume she's talking about Frankie. And that's it. So there's that. And I'm not the least bit worried about it. It's like, you're going to bring Frankie as a witness? Like, Cosgrove is going to bring this guy up? I mean, nothing against Frankie, but like, if you Google him, the first thing that comes up is a fentanyl bust, and it's not good. And he's got like a record, and like I don't think he's a bad guy, but it's like there's a reason we didn't call Frankie as a witness. You know what I mean? That's it. There's nothing. They can look forever. There's nothing to hide. They've done nothing. So good luck with that. Yeah. Anyway, so this is the shit in the documents here. Let me zoom in. These are his signs. Fuck you, Lally, you useless government stooge. And I called him a useless government stooge in one of the videos I was in. Like, this dude's scary how much he wants to be me. Like, there he is, fat fuck, sitting outside there. These are his messages to Jill Daniels on Instagram. Okay. It shows all these messages. He's just a creep. Okay. Just a creepy guy. And I disavow. Okay. So that's it. That's it. All right. Anyway. So yeah, let me just refresh the turtle chats here. See if we missed anyone. Leah M sends $10 and goes, wild, what's happening? Go back to your messages from August 9th when Kerry Roberts and company went after kids in Marshfield and their parents. Unhinged is an understatement. Thanks for all you do, and justice is coming. I don't remember that, but I'll have to look that up. Okay. Do I have any more? Oh, Skip Tracer, Skippy, sends $10 and goes, thank you for bringing awareness to the Cote issue. Again, I didn't want to bring this guy up because I don't want to give him any attention. You know what I mean? Like, a guy like Cote just thrives off of attention. And so I didn't. This is the first time I've done a thing on him. I could have just roasted him, but he's mentally ill. And like, tomorrow I'm going to regret this when my fucking inbox is. He makes 1 million accounts to stalk me. And Skip Trace is another one that a guy I've written about before, and he's one of like hundreds of articles I've taken down because I think I read him wrong, to be perfectly honest with you, and I admit it when I think I read someone wrong, and they'd take the shit down. Honestly, the article I wrote about him was like definition of a slow news day. Let's just put it that way. So, thank you, Skippy. I appreciate that. All right. Anyone else have any comments or anything they want to say? Anything? Oh, Cody was on here tonight. Of course he was. You know, of course he was. Dude, Drake May, bro. Oh, thoughts on May? Awesome. Awesome. I've never been happier losing by 20 than watching Drake May. I mean, that first interception was cringe, but then he got his shit together, man. That throw to Booty. I'm like, oh, you don't get better. Like, that's why he went 3rd overall. He's got it. I don't know if he's Jaden Daniels, but like, he could be better than Caleb Williams, who had a good game the other day too. You know, and his team's 4-2. I don't know. I like our chance. I like Drake May, and I'm glad we're playing him. And let's go. Let's see what happens. You know, even if we lose, we're not going to make the playoffs this year, but it'll be interesting now. And people all worried. Oh, the line's a joke. Yeah, it is, but you got to play. You got to play. We're only going to put him in when the line becomes like top 10, like whatever. You know, you got to play quarterback. You got to move. You got to get rid of the ball. You got to take. That's what Tom Brady was good at. Was knowing when to go down, knowing when to throw the ball away. Tom Brady lasted as long as he did in the NFL because he knew how to not get hurt. Like, that's what made Brady great. That's one of his biggest strengths, was knowing not how to keep his body in protected, because his body is a temple. Ratchet Madness for real Saturday. So we're gonna have the voting coming out in a couple days on that, and then we're gonna announce the winner on Saturday for real. Yeah, you could see the raw talent just pop out. Exactly. Much better than Mac. And I was a Mac guy for a while. But, you know, there's a difference between going 3rd overall and 15th overall. Are the Celtics running it back this year? Of course they're running it back this year. Although it's kind of weird. They didn't add anyone. Like, they didn't change it. I don't like that. You got to spice it up a bit every year. You got to add something. You know? They're kind of just running it back. The same fucking squad. And everybody else, the Knicks got better. The Sixers got better. Who the fuck did the Sixers add? They added somebody good. Paul George? They added Paul George, right? I don't know if he still got it, but then the Knicks added Karl Anthony Towns. I think that's an upgrade. They're going to miss Dante DiVincenzo, but I mean, how many Villanova guys can you have on one team? But yeah, we should run it back. This is a dynasty in the making. And, you know, Holiday's getting old, so you got to get everything you can out of him before you move on to the next thing. He's the glue. Holiday and Derek White were the glue for that team. Okay. Yeah, I mean, 3 touchdown passes in your first game. That's impressive, dude. Thank you, Melissa. I'm glad you like my videos from 6 months ago. I appreciate that. And I like the Falcons this year. I've told people that. I think they're my team. Falcons. That's I mean, the Patriots are going to suck. We're not going to make the playoffs. So you got to root for another team. Go Falcons. I like them. I like their chances this year. I feel bad that they didn't win that one in 2016. It wasn't fair. They deserve to win one. They deserve. Anyone else still feel bad about that? I mean, it was awesome we won, but I can't help but feel bad for them because they've never won one before, and they never really come close. Okay, you don't have to play May. Then what the fuck you got him for if you're not gonna play him? More fake victim video needs to be seen. Get out of the car. 1. Okay. Talk about my boy. I mean, he's the best in the NFL right now, you know, but his legacy is always going to be, he can't undo this. His legacy is always going to be that when he was in the NFL at the same time as Tom Brady, he couldn't beat him. He couldn't get past them, period. Like, if Peyton Manning didn't exist at the same time as Tom Brady, he would have like 5 Super Bowls. That's just a fact. Peyton Manning, as soon as he got by us in 2006, he just beat the Bears so easily. It was just like, oh, that was fucking, as soon as I get by Brady, it's easy. The hard part's getting by Brady. And Patrick Mahomes will never have to do that. He couldn't do it when Brady was in the AFC. He couldn't get past him. And then Brady went to the NFC, and he was there waiting for him in the Super Bowl, wasn't he? And we all know who won that one in Tampa Bay. So I don't care how many Super Bowls Patrick Mahomes win. His legacy is always going to be, he can't do it because you can't go back in time. His legacy is always going to be at the brief point in time when his career intersected with Tom Brady's career, he couldn't get past him. So it's unfair. Like, he's the new Peyton Manning, except without Tom Brady around. That's it. Okay. Yeah, the Cheeseheads look good. I thought it was going to be a down year for the Cheeseheads, but Jordan Love is obviously the real deal. Obviously, I thought the receiving core was problematic, but that new guy, Jaden Reed's got it going on. Packers look good. That whole division is stacked. The NFC North, stacked. The Bears are good somehow. The Lions might be a top 3 team in the NFL. Might be the best team in the NFC. So we'll see. Actually, the Lions are who I want to win. Who am I kidding? Oh, how can you not like the Lions? Yeah, Porzingis is out till at least December, but, Porzingis is just, it's a different game when he's in. But we can win without him. We turn into unstoppable when Porzingis actually gets in. Yeah, obviously the Chiefs are a huge favorite in the AFC. I would say the second best team in the AFC right now is the Texans. But I don't know if they're there yet. I can't picture them beating Kansas City in the playoffs. Can you? And Buffalo can't ever get by Kansas City, for crying out loud. Buffalo's better than we thought they would be this year. The Ravens are still there. The Ravens are always good. The AFC blows this year. The AFC sucks. Who's going to play you in the movie? Ooh, don't you want to know? I can't say. I was told not to say. It's a big name. Yeah, them boys. Dak Prescott is not that guy. He is not that guy. And I think he's shown that over and over and over again. Like, he's not that guy. And just watching Jerry Jones, I tell my kids, I'm like, dude, the Cowboys were like fucking hot shit when I was a kid. They would win all the time. I know it's hard for you guys to imagine that now because they're kind of like a joke. But, they don't even come close now. When's the last time they even made an NFC championship game? Okay, the Cowboys. They win 12 games every year. They don't even fucking sniff it. All right. I'm still pissed about Malcolm Butler not playing in that game too. I can't believe that. What are you going to be for Halloween? I haven't thought about it yet, but I should. Draft Travis Hunter? Maybe. We'll see. He got hurt, didn't he? Okay. Yeah, Buffalo definitely needs to win a Super Bowl, but I don't know. They might be cursed. I don't know who I'm going to be for Halloween, but I need to start thinking about that. It's in a couple weeks, not even. How about them Niners? How about them? They got 3 losses, but they're playing the big game this weekend with the Chiefs. And by the way, at college football, like now every week, there's like an amazing top 5 teams play. Georgia's playing Texas this weekend. Like, it's fucking amazing college football now. It's like so awesome with these mega conferences, how they just got rid of the Pac-12 and now it's fucking like these mega conferences. It's fucking awesome. College football is great now too. I love football. Fucking love it. Just stick it in my veins. We need it because this is the most depressing time of the year when it starts getting dark early. I'm like outside today at 6:15. I'm like, bro, are you kidding me? The sun's going down. Fucking cold. I can't wear shorts anymore. I'm not Brian Tully. I can't wear shorts all fucking winter long. Sucks. Baltimore chokes too. Baltimore wins the Super Bowl about every 12 years. So I think they're due. least they've won 2 in my lifetime. Okay. Marky Mark, everyone thinks, huh? That's interesting. Give us the initials backwards. Not falling for that one. Blackhawks are building the next dynasty. I know they bottomed out, didn't they? Remember they were fucking awesome. All right. UMass was murdered. Yeah, I mean, that's what we do. UMass is playing 3 SEC. If you think they're murdered by Missouri, wait till they play Georgia in a few weeks. They also have Mississippi State, so they got that going for them. But yeah, and then the Alabama's playing Tennessee this weekend too. Like, that's going to be a fucking awesome game. Whoever loses that's basically out of the playoffs. Go Vols. I like Tennessee. All right. Yeah, I missed the game because I was doing a show, but I heard it was amazing game. Buckeyes versus Ducks. Miami here, huh? They still do the turnover chain down there. I'm a Notre Dame fan. That game a few years ago, we lost like 43-6 or something. That chain just kept moving around. Notre Dame did slaughter Stanford, but Stanford's a joke. But okay, cool. Anyway, guys, I am going to call it an evening. I love you fine folks. And we will talk to you guys soon. And we'll see you for the Sex Cult Thursday night. And we'll see everybody else Saturday night. All right. Peace, Turtle Riders.